Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. This is the 7th video of Hai Yang's Practice Proverb series. A new series started 1.5 months ago to help our community members improve their understanding of internal style practice. If you have not watched the previous original proverbs created by me, please have a look. The link to that playlist is in the description. Following the same structure as that of prior weeks, I will first answer questions about last week's proverb, and then move on to the new proverb. So, let's recap last week's proverb first. It was 正脚丹田用力，尽力下达；跺脚稍节用力，尽力轻浮。Translation: 正脚 practice applies martial energy from the lower Dantian and it transfers downward. 跺脚 practice applies martial energy from the ending section of the body. And this type of energy is considered floppy in Fa-Jin tracking. End translation. This proverb emphasizes the importance of correct foot stepping in Fa-Jin, the 正脚 method. The link is in the description. A community member sent an email to me saying, quote, I was taught that an expert internal martial artist should be able to step very quietly. My teacher often quoted 踏雪无痕 to that effect, but your video seems to contradict this teaching, and now I honestly don't know what to believe. Would you be so kind as to shed more light on this topic? End quote. Well, first of all, I appreciate that he took the time to write an email to me instead of posting it to the public. He is very respectful of others. His question is an excellent one. I come across this type of comments in China as well, that too, very often. So I'd like to take this opportunity today to explain it in English. Short answer, he's right, partially. In other words, he is partially wrong too. Before going any further, let me translate and explain the expression that he used in his email, 踏雪无痕. Ta means stepping, walking. 雪 means snow. 无 means without. 痕 means track or mark. Put together, this Chinese idiom means that one steps on the top of the thick snow without leaving any footmark, which is considered a high level of soft stepping. So, what he asked was whether the heavy stepping was correct or not, given the expression of 踏雪无痕, which is used to describe a high level of stepping practice. Now we have to know the expression of 踏雪无痕 isn't meant to be taken at face value. The expression does not mean that one does not leave any visible footmark on snow. It is used to express that one should step very lightly, or the step is so light that it seems as if one does not leave any footmark on the snow. Assuming he is remembering and quoting his teacher correctly, my answer to this question is that his teacher confused the slow motion practice without Fa-Jin to the situation in which one applies Fa-Jin or martial energy release. Remember, in Fa-Jin, you have to use martial power or martial energy. Slow stepping is only used to practice slow motion without involving any Fa-Jin. I have a video titled Tai Chi Stepping Walking Like a Cat, which introduces the concept of slow motion Tai Chi stepping. The link to that video is in the description. To summarize this part, it is either that his teacher was wrong or he misunderstood his teacher's teaching. My proverb introduced last week has nothing to do with 踏雪无痕 or walking on the snow without a track. Hope that answers your question. Now let's move on to today's new proverb. It is 气沉丹田，瞬间为尘，否则为浆. This proverb has 3 parts and each part has 4 words. Put together, it emphasizes the right Dantian method in martial art training, especially in 发劲 training. I will translate these 3 sentences word by word, then explain the martial meanings separately and collectively. I will translate these 3 sentences word by word, then explain the martial meanings separately and collectively. Let's start. The first part is 气沉丹田. Qi means energy, force, and power, a term commonly used in Chinese martial arts but can be translated in different ways depending on its context. But overall, it means the martial energy used in self-defense. Chen means think, a term very often used in Chinese martial arts, and its common translation is think, a kind of motion that solidifies a certain body area through physical movement and mental focus. The last 2 words of this part are Dantian, a term that can be translated in many ways, but in martial art practice, it is commonly translated as the body area between hips, navel, and perineum. So, this sentence is the question that asks how to work on 气沉丹田, or what is the most important aspect of sinking the martial energy to Dantian. Then the following 2 parts will answer this question. Let's continue. The second part is 瞬间为尘. 瞬 means moment, a word used in Chinese to describe a very short time, such as a split second. 间 means time, 为 means is or should be, 沉 means sink, the action of sinking energy to Dantian. Put together, this sentence means that the right way to sink the energy into Dantian is to complete the energy sinking motion in an instant or a split second. It emphasizes the timing of 气沉丹田, the sinking of martial energy to the lower Dantian. In other words, the right way to 气沉丹田 is to execute this movement in an instant at very high speed. The third part is 否则为浆. 否则 means otherwise or else. 为 means is. 浆 means stiffness and unexpected body condition. Put together, it means otherwise it would be considered stiffness, a mistake that skilled martial artists have to avoid in practice. Putting all 3 parts together, this proverb expresses the correct way to sink the energy to the lower Dantian. It should be done very fast and not for a prolonged time. It should happen naturally when a practitioner executes martial release movements or 发劲. Any prolonged sinking motion would be one of the factors causing stiffness or 僵. It is worth noting that many people may misunderstand this proverb by saying that in some movements, such as Tai Chi's slow motion practice, especially the connection between 2 movements, there is usually a movement of sinking the energy to the lower Dantian at a very slow speed and for a long time. Such as when you finish the single whip of Tai Chi, it takes at least 5 seconds to exhale and sink the body, which is called Qi Chen Dantian. Well, that kind of movement is actually just a movement for relaxation. The term Qi Chen Dantian here is more about relaxing and preparing for the next movement. It has nothing to do with the type of martial energy used in Fajin, described as Qi Chen Dantian. Now, let me explain this whole proverb further. So, the same time, Qi Chen Dantian is used in different ways and expresses two different meanings for two complete different situations. In other words, one is the martial Qi Chen Dantian, since it is used in martial energy execution. The other one is just a way to express the importance of relaxation. Now, let's recap this proverb. When talking about Qi Chen Dantian, or sinking the energy to Dantian, the key word here is the word sinking, which means the movement should be done instantaneously, or else it would lead to stiffness. Stiffness is the mistake in practice. That brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you found this proverb and its explanation informative, and hope it benefits your practice. Please post your questions about this proverb in the comment section. I will answer them for you in the first part of the next week's video. Thanks for watching, see you next time, and enjoy your practice.